Well, hello there. My name is Brighton Cambridge, and it's good to have you here tonight or today, whatever that may be. I want you to just consider listening for a while, especially if you haven't read a book in a great long time. This is from my collection, The New America, and of course, if you notice, there am I. I'm right there, and today I want to read a little section. I like to call this a glimpse into emotion. It's just a little glimpse, a picture of what two people are feeling, if that's possible to put into words. This is called An Apology. An Apology by Brighton Cambridge. There were a million things he had wanted to say, and still he said nothing. Each word rolled around in his mind as though they were waves tossed upon cliffs at the edge of a shore. It was not strength he lacked to vocalize the thoughts within. Instead, it was necessity that fueled his silence. There were a great many things that needed to be said, but neither voice nor any sound came from him. He remained quiet and wore sorrow upon his brow like a valiant knight wearing a heavy shield into battle. His eyes were buried deep into his soul, and the browns and whites revealed nothing more than sympathy for their witness. His full-bodied mouth held 1,000 untold kisses, but did not part to show a smile. In all of his face he seemed to share love and pity, but none being the greater. The night around them grew thick with doubts but not fear. The great trees, that held them in their secrecy, whistled and hushed again and again by the chill of the wind. Between twisted limbs, bearing falling leaves of gold and fire, a bright ivory moon cast shadows upon the old earth. Somewhere in the distance a mellow brook flowed languorously. The air seemed aged and fresh like a hearty burgundy wine. When the man breathed in the air, he became intoxicated with life, and the woman sensed the man's growing passion, and she found herself uneasy in his presence. They were alone, and the soft night found them both comforting to its solemn embrace. Though they stood face to face, with the tears having been dried a very long time ago, each one could feel the other within themselves, and the joy and sadness they were both feeling only connected them the more. Their eyes searched each other with unique strangeness that would fall away into remembrance every time their eyes met, finding a wet warmth filled by hot memories and cold words, each echoing in the mind of the other. Behind the man, the woman could see the city lights twinkling small and luminous like the tiny stars that rested high above them. Yet still, no matter how many times she found herself gazing far into the distance of darkness and light, the man's deep eyes always pulled her back in and away from the known world. She neither found herself afraid or at peace, but somehow both emotions intertwined like vines and caused her body to shake with the cold that draped itself around her. From out of the dark a beast howled a lonely cry, and it was answered by an old owl softly repeating, "Who?" And then, from the well of sorrow that derives its source from the spring of love, the woman could sense her unborn tears, and avoided them with thoughts so brave and strong she believed herself unable and unwilling. He too could perceive the woman's struggle to pull back the drops of pure emotion, back into an unknown place that is often hidden so far away that it is forgotten and becomes delicate to the touch. And as he patiently watched a droplet form and fall away, down her tender cheek and into oblivion, he was overwhelmed by it all, and stretched a large hand out to gently wipe all that remained of the tear away. When his thumb crossed her cheek, her eyes closed with a memory of a better place and of a better time, and her soft face fell empty into his outstretched palm. He couldn't say where it came from, but it came to him nevertheless. That's the way it had always happened, and again the time became now and alive. Sometimes that is how it has to happen, no matter where the end may lie. Still, it all came to him like a thick fog rolling across a deserted bay, and he was oblivious as to why. He began hating himself for wanting all this time to make her say the words of apology, and he finally knew that words could never mean as much as he wanted them to. Well, again, thank you for listening. It's always a pleasure. Maybe we'll meet in this life or the next. Who knows? This is Brighton, Cambridge. And bonsoir, bonjour, half a day. Remember, I'm always watching. Take care.